Hello Scorpio, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 8th through 14th. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Now we're going to take a look into your general energies for the week. It's very important that you remain open and receptive to whatever might come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. I can read the energy that comes through, but I can't always make sense of it. Very often the final step is up to you. We've got an 8 of discs or pentacles to start us off here. That is a very nice card. Let's put that into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread. Okay, all right. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to touch that till the very end of the reading. And hopefully that will tie the reading together, give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end. So let's see, we've got some court cards here, a few court cards, fire, water, major, water, fire, major, earth, air. Okay, so a pretty decent balance of things, right? I think we've got a relatively good mix. There's not a whole lot of earth cards here. There's the two kind of that we have over here, and that's about it. They're good earth cards that we have, right? The pentacles that we started out with, this 8 of discs or pentacles, this is really about a lot of attention being given to the particular projects that you're working on now. I think you've got something going that you're really focused on, kind of a big project, okay? Like, I don't know if it's a creative project or something in the workplace, something, you're working on something very big. And I see that you are having these struggles staying focused on the kind of small details. You know what I mean? There's this impulse in you to just get it done. You're so eager to finalize this, to accomplish this thing, to build this thing, or to be done with it. That you're having to kind of restrain yourself and say, no, look, I need to slow down. I need to do things step by step. There's still a lot of details, right? With the 8 of Pentacles here, this is really about slowing down and nurturing this thing, taking care of the details, not doing too much, not going too fast, not overdoing it, right? It's a little bit about the restraint. We see crossing this card today, this 9 of Wands. This is strength, okay? This is like, it kind of in this case is the strength that you have to hold yourself back, okay? Because I feel this really kind of explosive fire energy in you this week. And the cards are saying, look, you've got to rein it in. You've got to like channel it, focus it, don't let it run wild. Okay, so this is the strength that you have to really to understand what it is that you have to do and the step-by-step process of it, you know. But this is the strength to keep your fire energy, your impulsiveness, your eagerness, your enthusiasm, your excitement, keep it in check. Okay, this is that. This is the sentinel at the gate that is that's keeping an eye on things to make sure it doesn't go overboard, because you really have to focus on this 8. There are a lot of details left in this thing. There's a lot more that you. There's a lot more that you really have to focus on. A lot of other like finishing touches, I guess is the word. That you don't want to. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to forget about any of these things. And so I feel like you're getting close to the end, right? And it's just like that last little bit, you've got to stay focused. Beneath the surface, we've got the 11th mystery of the tarot, this lust or strength card. This is showing a real passion, a real difficulty traditionally in your life of restraining this ambition, this fire, this passion, this energy. I think that it's really a challenge for you this week to not just go wild, not just rush and finish it to get it out there, get it done. Again, I don't know if this is a work project, if it's something you're doing in your home, or if it's a creative project, a piece of art, if this is something in your spiritual work. You know, this could be anything. I think it's very important that you recognize this tendency in yourself, but know that you have the strength to control this passion, this excitement, this enthusiasm, okay? I mean, this is a good quality to have this like bursting energy, but it could kind of run wild and ruin things, right? Like not accomplish what you want it to. So it's important to kind of hold back a little bit, to pump the brakes, I think is what they say. And that's what we get with the Nine of Wands here. This is the strength to really use your head to control your heart, use your kind of conscious mind to control the instincts, use your spiritual discernment and your willpower to control this animal passion, this energy. I'm feeling a very intense fire energy. Now, there wasn't a ton of fire in the spread today, but I just feel such heat, especially coming from this major arcana card. This is really like heating up the entire reading. You know, it's just you have this. I think when people meet you or talk to you or your friends, your family, when they see you, I think you have such a light in your eyes and such an energy behind you that people around you can feel it. Like you're just kind of bursting with this energy. Okay, and now I'm really curious what you're working on, what this project is that you're trying to finish up. In the recent past, we see this maybe air sign person. I don't know if this is an older feminine energy in your life, a mentor, or someone that you've collaborated with, perhaps. But I feel like this was an important person in bringing you to where you are now. It could be a spiritual teacher, it could be a guide of some kind, it could be a spirit or an intelligence or some kind of a spirit that you have invoked, right? Something that you're in communication with. It could be an air sign person. But I feel like they've been very important in giving you the guidance, right? Kind of showing you the way, or a collaborator, but not so much a collaborator as in you're doing this thing jointly, but someone who is your sounding board, someone that you could bounce ideas off of, and that could give you really objective, honest, straightforward, constructive criticism, right? Or guide you in some way. Okay. I think they may be manifesting as an air sign person in your life. Could be an older feminine air sign. But I think they're very important to getting you where you are now. And again, now that you're like so close to the finish line, it's like you've got a little bit more to go. Don't lose it now. Don't lose control right now. You've got to stay focused. And what we see in the immediate future is this Seven of Swords. This is a real struggle to stay focused. This is not just the bursting energy that you have that is just kind of like one step away from just burning everything down because it's so intense and you're so eager. This is like a mental kind of thing too, where it's getting more and more difficult to stay on task and to do these finishing touches, do these little last minute minute details. Because now that you're getting close to the end, you're starting to think about what's next. What are the other possibilities? What are going to be the effects and the results of this project, right? So your mind's starting to go in many different directions like this, the figures in this card. Okay. So the cards, I feel like the cards are always right, but sometimes, as the interpreter, I don't really understand the exact situation. I don't know what project you're working on. I don't know exactly what's going on here. So I need you to try to connect with the cards themselves, right? And use your own intuition to take this beyond just the words that I'm saying, okay? Because I don't know all the details. I only know what the energy is being presented here and how I'm able to communicate that with you. But I feel like there's a lot of different directions now. And it's almost like when this thing is finished, you can see a dozen possibilities in front of you, right? So it's this kind of future thinking that is threatening to distract you from the last few details that you have to do now. Okay, so something to think about. What we see on top of it all is this Three of Discs. I think that this is kind of telling me that it is some sort of a, maybe not a business project, but maybe your own business, right? I don't see this as like just some project at work, right? I feel like this is really personal for you. So it's either something in your spiritual work, or it's something that's being manifested or expressed in a creative way that is going to lead to future success for you, right? So I'm kind of thinking along the lines of it's your own business that you're building, and you're so close to finishing to get it running and get it like working, right? Because the Three of Discs, I see that it's not just, unless you really are working for a company that you just absolutely love and you're just so committed to it. It's like the ideal, the perfect job that you've ever had. It could be. But you're so committed to this thing, mind, body, soul, that it's really dominating your whole life. Every aspect of your life is wrapped up in this work, this responsibility, this manifestation, this creation. Okay? So it's something quite major. Something quite major. And I see that it is going to have lasting effects. It's going to have results that are going to be tangible. So I think maybe it's a way to earn money with your own business. Maybe this is the creation of your art that then is going to open up more opportunities to create more of your art, and then maybe to start selling things, or whatever it does. I feel like it's going to open up more opportunities. Okay. And I feel like that's why you're so excited to finish this thing. But again, we're taken back to this Eight of Discs. Let's calm down. All right, it's getting really exciting here on the home stretch of things. We've got to pump the brakes a little bit. We've got to pay attention to these last details. We don't want to fumble it now. Okay. But let's move over to the Path of the Serpent here and see what else is going on with you, because we've got this Seven of Cups in your general energy. I feel like another big factor here is this project, this work, whatever it is you're manifesting, whatever it is you're creating, is giving you the sense of meaning and joy and pleasure that you've been looking for. With the Seven of Cups here, this is like a divine intoxication, right? This is, you're so immersed in this, you feel so connected with this. This is such a part of you, like a spiritual expression. It's almost like a religious experience. It's almost like that kind of divine intoxication. And I think this is really what you've been looking for in your life, and it's almost so good, it feels so wonderful doing this that you almost don't want it to end. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you would rather stay with this intense passion and stay in this kind of the last leg of this project because it feels so good, because you're so connected to it. Because you're so wrapped up in this, and it feels so good. And this is what you've been looking for. And I think this is a major, like I keep feeling like this divine intoxication, right? And that's the kind of drunkenness that might cause you to fumble at the last minute. So that, I think, is another thing we've got to kind of keep in check. We've got to use our strength, our discernment to stay calm, stay in control, stay on the path, do the last few things that need to be done. Don't get too carried away by that good feeling that this divine intoxication turns into, a stumbling drunkenness, and then you kind of make a mess of it all, right? So I think it's an interesting juxtaposition of energies here. But again, that's not to take away from the joy and the feeling of it. It's just saying, look, don't get carried away with it. Don't let it turn into drunkenness, The next card that we have is this Chariot card. This is in terms of your relationships with someone. I'm getting kind of like a C or a CH name, like Charlie, or something with a CH sound. I don't know if that maybe is the name of this person here, or this intelligence, this spirit, this entity, or that older feminine energy air sign person. But I feel like they've come into your life kind of just for this, or that they're like a temporary visitor in your life. You know what I mean? They're not someone, I think, that I don't think it's your spouse. I don't think it's your best friend or your, a coworker or something. I think this is someone that in some weird kind of synchronicity kind of way came into your life and either inspired this, gave you the missing piece of information, and now they're kind of back on the road again. They're just, as quickly as they came into your life and contributed what they were going to contribute to this project, as quick as they came in, they're out again, And I don't know who that person is, or why where they came from, or where they're going. but I feel a sense of they're going to split now. Like they've done their part of it to help you, and they're gone now. I feel like there's an impulse on your part to go with them, or that you don't want to say goodbye, right? Does that make sense to you? Because I don't know where this is coming from. But I feel like it's a CH person. I feel like they came in rather unexpectedly, contributed whatever they did to your project, if it was some guidance, some kind of encouragement, the missing piece of information, or, maybe a financial contribution. I don't think that for sure, but it could be. And now they're just kind of ready to get back on the road. And I feel like there's this reluctance on your part to let them go. Like you feel like maybe their presence is really important to this work, and you don't want them to take off out of your life. So there's this impulse to kind of either keep them here or go with them. I don't know if that's resonating with you. So that's an interesting feeling that I'm getting. It's just I feel like this coming and going quickly kind of energy, And I don't know exactly what that's about, but maybe you'll leave me some comments. Let me know if that part of the reading is resonating with you, because that's kind of an odd feeling that I'm getting. Anyway, the next cards that we have, these are two court cards. I don't know that these are additional people in your life. The first one is this Princess of Cups. And I think that this is in the position of your concerns. It's your concern card. I don't think this is another person in your life. I think this is a little bit of your worry about finishing this project. Because like I said, remember that you almost don't want it to end because it feels so good. Well, now you're worried that if it does end, are you going to have that feeling again? Is there going to be something else to come along that's going to give you the same feeling? Okay, with the Princess of Cups, this is the beginning of that feeling again. This is the next project that has the potential for this divine intoxication, right? So the concern is, look, if this is over and I kind of come down off of this high that I'm on, is my next project, is my next work, are the days coming after, are they going to have the same kind of intensity, the same meaning, the same pleasure and joy, and spiritual joy and pleasure, right? So that's the concern, I think, is what is coming next, and will it have this same intensity? Okay. And that's a question that only time can really answer. We could do more cards maybe to see what the next project would look like. But I think the main message here is that we have to stay on this project, take it slow, restrain ourselves, control this energy, pay attention to the details, and get this thing done right. Wrap it up in the correct way. You don't want to fumble it now. I keep getting this feeling like you're just almost there, and then it just there's just chaos. Right? It's just like you start painting outside the lines, you know what I mean? So it really is about the focus now to get this thing done right. Despite all of this, the great feeling, the great energy and enthusiasm that you have, and despite this kind of weird dynamic, this weird relationship with whoever this person is, which I think is probably this air sign person. They might be a Cancer sign person, maybe. It could be. It could be that they're a Cancer sign person and they came in with this air energy, communicating this, like we said, being the sounding board, bouncing ideas off of them, giving you that piece of information that you were missing. So it could be that it's a Cancer person bringing you this air element, this information or whatever, this communication. Okay. But again, I think they have a CH name, first or last name with a CH sound, a ch. And I feel like they are kind of like, they're this on the road kind of person, right? They came in kind of quickly and they're headed out of town again, So I'm curious who that person actually is. The final card that we see on the path of the Serpent is more of this fire energy, fire on fire. This, I think, is kind of related to what's coming next. This is showing that you're going to have this really unbridled enthusiasm for whatever work comes next, whatever your next project is. So I feel like, as much as we have to restrain this fire energy, this passion, this excitement, this enthusiasm, as much as we have to kind of hold it down now, control it, when this thing is over, when you're headed into the next phase of this, the next project, the next whatever it is, whatever's coming next, that's going to be a real opportunity for you to let some of this fire energy go. Okay, then you can just kind of open the tap and let it flow. That enthusiasm, that passion, that fire, that eagerness, that motivation. Okay, I think it's going to be required of you. So it's good that you're kind of keeping some of it in reserve now while you focus on these details and wrap this thing up, because you're going to have to use that fire energy to really run toward whatever is coming next. But finish this one up first. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a real burst of this creative energy that's going to come after this one's done. Then you need that initial impulse to get started on the next big project. Okay? And that's where this Knight of Wands comes in. But let's look at this confirmation card, because maybe this mystery card will give us that missing piece that we need to see about the future, to see about the next project. Is it going to have the same water energy, the same meaning, pleasure, joy, divine intoxication that this one has? So let's see what this is. 3 of Wands. Okay, so this is all about your character and your integrity and your kind of storehouse of creative ideas, right? It's almost like you've got a lot of plans. I think you already know what's coming next. I think that's what this card's telling me, is that if maybe I've been trying to figure out, okay, what is the next thing? Is it going to have this water component? Whether it has that divine intoxication, that water component, that meaning, that I'm not sure of yet. But I do know that the next project, you kind of already have it. You already know what the next step is, or what the next phase is of this thing. Because with the 3 of Wands here, this is the fiery energy that is still in like the spiritual realm, right? It's still in the realm of ideas. And I see that you have a lot of character, a lot of integrity, a lot of like self-respect, and that I think is like manifesting as a real organization. It kind of feels like, it feels like it feels in some way like it's kind of controlled chaos. You know what I mean? I feel like you have to let this fiery energy go. When we're talking about the next big thing, you have to let that fiery energy go. You have to let it just chaos, right? But it's a controlled chaos. I think that's kind of where we're going with this next one. You know what? Let's do a couple more cards and see. I don't usually do this, but I usually save this for the extended readings, which we're going to do. We'll do an extended reading to this as well. But I want to see about this next project, because I feel like you've already got the next thing planned, and you're just waiting to kind of wrap this up. Or maybe all of this fire energy, all of this eagerness that we saw down here with this, that we need to control, maybe that is your eagerness to get on to this next thing, right? Because this one, okay, you're almost done. This one just about finished. You're ready for that next one. You're excited about that next one. Okay, it could be that. That could be kind of where this fiery kind of impulsive energy is coming from. So let's do a couple more cards. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, well, I mean, this gives us a little bit of an idea. I think you're still in need of this. You're in need of the information that's going to go into your next project. I think you know what the next project is. You're looking for that kind of that inspiration, and it's this kind of what we had with this. Maybe this Cancer sign person, maybe this one here was just that last bit of information, that last bit of inspiration, perhaps. We got the connection with the air there, right? Inspiration. So we've got the connection with the air, and maybe that's what you are waiting for this next project. Now, I know this is kind of a departure from the first reading, But I feel like the next one, you already know what it is. You already have the energy in store. You know what you're going to be creating. You kind of know what phase 2 is. But you're just going to be in need of this, the final bit of information, the final inspiration, the final communication, the final green light, just that little missing piece that is going to be like the, kind of be like the spirit inside the machine, right? You already know what you're going to be creating, but it just needs this little bit of breath blown into it to animate it, right? And it needs that spirit blown into it. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting. We also have this Jupiter energy, which is this expansiveness. This really, I think whatever you're working on, it seems like it is really has these far-reaching benefits. Okay, I think it really is like you finish one of these projects, one cycle, one phase, and you level up to the next one, and then you complete that one, and then you're leveling up again. So you're headed in this really amazing direction, and I don't know what you're creating. I don't know what this project is, but I feel like as much as this today feels like a major, major project, I feel like it's just one step. I feel like it's one component of an even larger project. And that's crazy to me. That feels like it really is like it makes this week look kind of small when thinking about how grand and how big, how expansive this entire thing is for you. So I don't know if this is really like spanning your entire life and this is just one segment of this larger arc. I don't know, but it feels really tremendous. Okay. Finally, we have another fire card. This is the Princess of Wands. This is the beginning. This is like the match that really sets off the next round of fire energy. Okay, so we've had these fire cards here. I think the Princess over here is that's the match. That's the initial spark. I think you're finishing up the task over here with all this whole mess of cards here, and then maybe you're going to take a little bit of a breather. Maybe you should just rest for a moment. But then I think that there's going to be some event, some impulse, some signal from within or from without, from the a synchronicity or something. That's going to be the match that's going to strike all of this fire energy, and then you're literally going to be off to the races again for the next one, the next phase of this. So this is really, really interesting energy, and I'm very curious how this is going to progress over the next few weeks. So I hope you'll come back and watch next week's reading. If you want to become a member to the channel, you can see all of the extended readings, which we're going to do right now. The information for that is down in the description box. I encourage you to do that. It's a great way to support the channel. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 8th through 14th here on Dove and Serpent Tarot.